Hello everyone, greetings from Arendelle. Today I'm going to read a story that my mother had read to Anna and I when we were little girls, and we absolutely love the story, and I hope you all do too. It's called The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy lived with Uncle Henry and Aunt Em in Kansas, America. They were kind and hard-working, but they never smiled. It was Toto, Dorothy's little black dog, who made her laugh. One day, the sky grew dark, and from the north, the wind gave a howl. "A cyclone!" cried Aunt Em. "Run for the cellar!" Dorothy did not know they were at the exact spot where the north and south winds met in a cyclone. She just managed to grab Toto before the whole house started shaking. The next minute, it rose up into the air. And look at the house being caught up by the cyclone. Oh, how scary for Dorothy and Toto. I hope they're okay. As the house swayed and rocked, Dorothy fell asleep, waking up only when it stopped. She opened the door, looking out at a beautiful place with fruit trees, birds, and a brook rippling between banks of flowers. "Welcome to Munchkinland," came a voice, and three strange little folk came towards her with a pretty young woman. The three little men wore tall, pointed hats with bells around the brims. The pretty young woman almost looks like our friend Cinderella, doesn't she? With her blue dress and her blonde hair. "Your house fell on the Wicked Witch of the East and killed her," cried the woman. "You set the Munchkins free." The men nodded, the bells on their hats tinkling madly. "They are slaves no longer." Oh my goodness, this Wicked Witch of the East doesn't sound very pleasant at all, does she? The woman said she was the Good Witch of the North. "Will you help me to get home?" Dorothy asked. "The Wizard of Oz in the Emerald City will help you," said the witch. "Follow the yellow brick road." The witch gave Dorothy a pair of magic shoes and a magic kiss to protect her. Then Dorothy put some fruit and a loaf in the basket and set off. It seemed a long way to go. And there she is, setting off down the yellow brick road with Toto. She saw the Scarecrow when she sat on a fence to rest. "How do you do?" he said. Dorothy was amazed he could talk. She told him she was going to see the Wizard of Oz, and he asked if he might come too. "He might give me a brain," he said, "instead of a head of straw." Further along the road, they met a tin man with an axe. He wanted the wizard to give him a heart. "Nobody can love without one," he sighed. Oh, poor Tin Man and Scarecrow. So they all went on together. Suddenly a huge lion came out of nowhere. One blow of his paw toppled the Scarecrow. Then he knocked the Tin Man to the ground. The lion went to bite Toto. "A big lion like you biting Toto," cried Dorothy. "What a coward." The lion sighed. "I know. People usually run away when I roar." They couldn't help feeling sorry for him. Perhaps the wizard could give him courage. Oh, I suppose the lion wasn't that bad. He's just a little scared himself. A green glow in the sky told them they were near the Emerald City. At the end of the yellow brick road was a gate. Dorothy rang the bell and the little man appeared. "We've come to see the Wizard of Oz," she said. The man gave them spectacles as protection against the brightness of the green marble buildings sparkling with emeralds. Most splendid of all was the palace, home of the Wizard of Oz. And can we see his palace right up here at the back? It's very different from my ice palace. That's a lovely icy blue, but this is a very shiny emerald green. It's very nice, isn't it? Oh, and they're having to wear their spectacles because the sun shines so brightly off the emeralds. Oh my. The throne room was magnificent, with a bright light shining down on all the emeralds. In the center was a throne with a giant head set in its huge back. "I am the Wizard of Oz," it boomed. "Why do you seek me?" Dorothy explained what had happened and how she wanted to get home, but the wizard said she must first kill the Wicked Witch of the West. If the Tin Man, Scarecrow, and the lion helped her, they would get what they wanted too. Goodness, another Wicked Witch! "Keep to the west," said the man at the gate. "You'll find her where the sun sets." But the witch already knew that Dorothy and her friends were on their way. She blew a whistle to call a pack of wolves. Oh my goodness, and here are all the wolves. Now our friends Belle and even Olaf have had terrible experiences with wolves. I hope they're all okay. "Get to those people," she screamed. "Tear them to pieces." The lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow heard the wolves coming. "Get behind me," cried the Tin Man. "It's my fight." And with his axe, he got rid of them all. Then a large flock of wild crows appeared. "Tear the strangers to pieces," screamed the witch. But the Scarecrow spread out his arms to catch them all. Next, the witch put on a golden hat. 3 winged monkeys appeared. "Kill the strangers," she cried. "Except the lion, he'll be my slave." The Tin Man was thrown over rocks. Straw was pulled out of the Scarecrow. But the brave lion would not work as a slave. Dorothy could not be harmed because she was protected by magic. So the witch put her to work, and kicking Toto out of the way, tried to get the magic shoes. Dorothy was so angry, she flung a pail of water over her. Oh, here she is throwing the pail of water. What's going to happen? The witch melted into a puddle. Dorothy had to mop it up. Oh my. Then she put on the magic cap and asked the monkeys to help mend the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and take them back to Oz. There was an old man in the throne room. He said that he had gone up in a balloon one day, and when he landed in Oz, everyone thought he was a wizard. He gave the Tin Man a satin heart and the Scarecrow a certificate to show how clever he was. And there's the Tin Man getting his heart and the Scarecrow a certificate. The lion was given a drink. "Once it's inside you," said the man, "it will be courage. That always comes from the inside." He smiled to himself. Each of them had already shown he was clever, kind, and brave. Dorothy still wanted her wish, so the monkeys took them all to Glinda, the Good Witch of the South, who told Dorothy to click her heels 3 times. She said goodbye and shouted, "Take me home." She felt herself whirling through the air, then rolling over on the grass. "My darling child," cried Aunt Em. "Where did you come from?" "The land of Oz," said Dorothy. "Oh, Aunt Em, I am glad to be home." Oh, and here she is reuniting with Aunt Em with little Toto. Oh, I'm glad everything worked out for them all. And it just goes to show that deep down, we are all clever, have heart, and we have courage. I hope you enjoyed the story just as much as I did. Thank you for listening.